Hello, first grade. Today is Thursday, May 14. And we have a couple special guests who you'll see probably quite a bit because they will be helping us when we do our play, when I do that video with you. So today they're with us because they're probably going to be a part of that and help out. And so I'll tell you their names. They're over on the chair. We have a little guy over there named Maziar, and you'll find out what he might help with. And right next to him is a bigger girl, and her name is Lockley Quest. So Lockley is going to help too. And then we have Willow and Ollie, Squirrel and Bunny, and Mama. So hello everybody. We have our new sight words for this week. See if you can guess what they are as quickly as possible. Okay, here we go. Green, green, the color. The color yellow. Many. Some. None. All right, pardon my reach. We have a little bit more. Okay. They like to stick together. Wow. No. On number 3. About. The number 2. An. The number 1. R. And. The. Is. And.
So why is there a big share thing on the lower right?
4. So there we are.
Why?
You might hear my family a little bit in the background because, well, here we are at home, and that's okay. They're not very far away. Okay, so now, next thing you're going to need is your booklet with all our sight words in it, a pencil, handy dandy of course, and 5 blank cards to write on the new sight words. Okay, so I'm going to open it up to that page. that we just did yesterday. Let me get this straightened out a little bit. And go back to that page. I keep missing it there. Oh, there. Gosh, we're so close to the middle. Oh, I didn't realize that till right now. So next week we'll be hitting the middle. Well, hitting, you know, just getting there anyway. So we did this yesterday. None, some, many, yellow, green. And today you'll use the words you put in your book to put onto your cards. So I'll put them up. We have none first. Can we see those? There, pretty much. Okay, none and then some. Many. And then we have red, orange, yellow, and green. They get kind of long because we have lots of letters that dig their toes into the earth. But there, we can see it all. Yay, it worked out. So with your, as neat as you can, I know it's hard when it's that big, but in your neatest handwriting, you can write all 5 cards out. So you can pause and start again once you've gotten all those words down. Okay, so now we've gotten our newer sight words on our index cards too. So now we're going to think of some things that are happening with Bunny and Squirrel in Number Meadow and figure out how many little fruits they're finding or losing. So Bunny is hopping around and she picks up 3 little green fruits. And then she picks up 2 more and then starts going to her home and picks up 1 more. How many little green fruits did Bunny pick up altogether? And I'll repeat the little story about her. Bunny was hopping around and she picked up 3 fruits. Then a little more hopping and she picked up 2 more fruits. And then on her way back home, she picked up 1 more fruit. So how many fruits did she pick up all together? Okay, so Bunny first picked up 3 fruits. Then she picked up 2 more fruits. 1, 2. So now we have how many? 5. And then on her way home, she picked up 1 more fruit. So how many is that altogether? 6 fruits. Wonderful. Now I'm going to put this up. There, because we don't need it down, just on the wood. Okay, one more. I think just one more story, and this time about Squirrel. So Squirrel was hippity-hopping around, and he was carrying in his pouch 7 little green fruits. He buried away 1 of them. Actually, he's carrying 7 little green fruits. And he dug a hole and buried 4 of them in the hole and then covered it back up. How many fruits then did Squirrel bring home with him? So I'll say that one again. Squirrel was scampering around and he had 7 little green fruits in his pouch. He dug a hole, put 4 of those little green fruits in it, and then scampered on home. How many little fruits did he bring home? So Squirrel started out with 7 fruits. And then he dug a hole and he buried 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many little fruits did he bring home? 3 little fruits. Well, this is a good moment if you would like to take a little break, but when you come back, we're going to get play props together. So don't forget to come back if you do take a break. So you can pause it if you need to run to the restroom or get a little snack, and then come back and press play again, and we'll get our props together. Okay. I'm going to move my chair over here because I have to bring in some play props. And we're going to do a lot of pausing and things to get those props. So I may go back down again. We'll see. I may need the camera to go down. But what I'm going to do is I have the script here that I've been using that we had at school, the Nixie of the Mill Pond. And we're going to go through kind of in order, but I won't say the play. We'll say the play starting tomorrow, and then it's a video you'll have that you can play over and over again each day, and you can memorize those parts because you can play it as much as you'd like with your props. So today's getting the props ready, and then tomorrow we'll do the video doing the play with the props. So yay, I'm excited about it. So in the first, I'm going to go through the order because the first person that we'll see is the miller. I went around the house. Actually, first thing we need to do is you're going to go tell your mom or dad that today we're getting our props together, and so I'm going to be looking for things and might need your help. We're going to be doing a video of our class play tomorrow, starting tomorrow. So you can do that now. You can pause your video and then tell mom and dad that you'll be maybe needing their help in the next little bit while we're looking for props. Okay, so pause and then come back and play again when you've done that. Okay, and then I'm going to fix this. We're a little bit off here. That's good. All right, so the first thing we'll need, you've gone and told mom and dad. So each prop we're getting, we're going to do a pause because you're going to need to go get it. And at the end of the video, we'll get like a basket, maybe a laundry basket or something, which I have right here with all your props in it so you can carry it around. So I have, the first thing is the miller. And so I went and found my husband's hat. Maybe you have a dad hat or a hat of your own. I just thought maybe looked like a regular hat that a miller might possibly wear. So I have that miller hat. Now you can pause the video and press play after you get a miller's hat. All right. The next thing, oh, this one is the exciting part. I think a lot of you wanted to be the Nixie, and that's wonderful. You should be. So what I'm going to say is get maybe a blue towel or a blue silk, maybe a blue sheet, and you can use this towel over your head, you know, like a scarf over your head when we're playing the part, and you'll see that tomorrow. Now, if you don't want to play the Nixie, welcome Lockley Quest. That's who I thought might play the Nixie. Even when we were doing this play at school, I thought, my goodness, Lockley Quest would be a perfect Nixie. I'll show you why. Hello. Now, here's Lockley Quest. Maziar is going to take a little nap. Her hair is the perfect Nixie of the Mill Pond color. It's bluish green or greenish blue. Depending on the light, it's more green or more blue, and her hair is just magical. which Nixies are magical, so I thought it was perfect. So I might have her, and I even got her in a blue watery outfit, so I might have Lockley Quest be the Nixie. And when I talked to her about it, she really liked that idea. She said perhaps she was born to be the Nixie. Well, I think I agree. Okay. Oh, we have planes overhead. So Lockley Quest, I may just have be the Nixie when we're doing the film tomorrow. I just thought she was great for it. And I love how the shirt looks watery too. She can either be under it and you can get a special friend, you know, in the pond to do that, or you can be the Nixie. It's really up to you. It's all good either way. So there, that's the Nixie in the water. So this blue sheet, blue towel, or blue blanket, whatever it might be, silk, that'll be your water and for the Nixie, because we'll be under it, and then the Nixie will come up out of it. Okay, so pause your video, get your Nixie or Nixie prop, and then press play when you've got that. Okay, the next one that comes up, the next character is the wife. And I just picked a color for her. I picked this orange silk for the wife. I just figured I'd put it over my head when we're saying her line or lines. So you can pick whatever kind of little scarf or something you'd like for the wife to wear on her head. And the props we're picking need to be kind of fast because we'll be saying the lines and switching things on our head, you know, kind of quickly. So, just a moment. I'm going to turn off that ringing. Let's see here. There. Now it won't ring too. I'm sorry about that. Okay. So yes, it'll be something quick like the Miller hat. You can put it on and take it off and all that kind of quickly. I think if we have clothing, that might be harder to do while we're doing the parts, you know, saying them more quickly. But if you keep something on the whole time, different pieces that kind of remind you of the parts, that could be fine. And each day as you're doing it, you can play around with what will work. So, all right. So that's the Miller, the Nixie, and the wife. The Miller's wife. Not the hunter's wife, the Miller's wife. So they go together here. So I think you paused and press play after you get the Miller's wife. Okay. The next one we have that comes up is their child, the hunter. And I'm so lucky. I happen to have this hat that I'll be wearing from my children, kind of a hunter hat. It looks like that. You could get a green silk. You could get another hat that Dad has or something that kind of reminds you of a hunter hat. Maybe you have a hat, a type of hat in your playthings that you think will work for a hunter. So you can look around for that in your house. And I'm going to put this off to the side now. I'll put it back here maybe with Bunny. There, Bunny, you can watch that. It doesn't have to be a triangle like that. It can just be some kind of hat that you think feels like the hunter. Another thing I got for the hunter, you know, we have a really nice bow and arrow. I couldn't find it, of course, today. Maybe I'll find it by the time I film tomorrow. Maybe you have a nice bow and arrow. But if you don't, you can get a stick. So I got, well, this is one of Gabe's favorite sticks, so I'm going to be careful with it. He had a break on it, and we had to glue it back together, so it's not as strong as it could be. And then I got a knitting needle, a type of knitting needle, to be the arrow. So I don't even know if we'll have much time to pick this up, but just having it on hand for the hunter can be fun. So let's see if I can get that to balance up there with the knitting needle. You can pause and get your hunter hat, perhaps a bow and arrow if you'd like, and press play again when you have the hunter. Now for the bride, the hunter's bride, they talk about them getting married. I just thought, oh, white is what we see a lot at weddings. So I was going to put a white silk on my head, like a scarf, you know, just around the top of my head when we are the bride. So that's what I got. You can get something like a white silk. Maybe you have a beautiful, like a silken headband with ribbons on it or something like that. You could do Mayfair flower wreath for her, anything like that. If you think, whatever you think might be a good bride type of hat, or maybe something to cover your shoulders with, like another silk or something. So you can pause the video, and that's the bride, the hunter's bride. So I'll put that back by the hunter. There. And, oh, the next thing is that the hunter gets a deer. I happen to have a deer. So he's very sweet. We won't harm any animals during our production of the play. So he'll be just fine. But he was excited to be able to play a deer as a deer. So he'll be in the play too. Although it might be a she. It's okay either way. So maybe you have a special friend stuffed animal that could pretend to be a deer, or something like that. You can decide. Maybe your special dog wants to be a deer, that, you know, for while you're doing the play. So you can pause the video and press play again when you find someone who wants to play the deer. So next, here's where Maziar comes in. I have to wake you up from your nap, Maziar. Get your hair fluffed up, because you're going to be a water nixie, and he's already very excited about it. See, he's got kind of watery hair. I mean, a water sprite, not a water nixie. He's going to be the water sprite, one of the sprites that helps the nixie drag the hunter into the water. And guess who else wanted to play in that? Yep. Sweet Pea. She said she'd come out, and so you could see her. That's Sweet Pea, the fairy. Thanks for sticking around this time, Sweet Pea. She thought it'd be fun to be a water sprite. Even though she's pink, she's going to have fun with it. So those are the water sprites. You can pause the video and press play again if you have a few special friends that want to help be the water sprites that help the nixie. I have to turn the page of the play. Now there's a part in here where the dream fairies come, the sleep fairies, and they helpfully wove for her a strange dream. And I happen to have a purple silk that I'm going to spin around me while the dream is happening, and we're saying that. Purple for the dark night sky. So you'll want to pause the video. Maybe you have a silk with a night sky on it. I had one, but I don't have it anymore. But one of those dark night colors, it could be a towel, a blanket, a sheet, something like that. So pause and find something that can be the dark, swirling dream fairies. Okay. And then press play when you've got that. Then we meet the old woman. And maybe your mom or someone, or just even another silk. I happen to have a shawl. So I'm going to throw this shawl over my shoulders. You might have something like that around. And if not, a silk or a sheet, again, will do just fine, because that's kind of what they are anyway. So I'll put a little piece of it here so you can see it. And you can pause the video and press play after you find some kind of shawl. All right, I know, lots of running around today. We're gonna be tired tonight when we go to bed. Let's see, we have a few more things. Taking a look, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have about 5 or 6 more. Okay, well, you know we're gonna need a comb. It's a golden comb, but do what you can. See what you can do. It could be a brush, that's fine too. So get one of a family brush or comb to use. So you can pause and press play once you get a comb, a type of comb. We're going to need a flute. So if you don't have your flute at home, which most of you don't, you can use a stick. So I have both. You can use a really pretty stick that you like, or if you happen to have some kind of flute at home, you could do that. Thank you so much for helping, Fairy. Little sweet pea. And then we need a spinning wheel. This is going to be the hardest thing to find. So really all I thought of was getting like a wooden, something circular, a circle, like a plate. I happen to get this a little wicker basket that's a circle. And I like that it looks like a fan, so it kind of gives that feeling of turning. You could get like a wooden circular thing, a cutting board, any kind of paper plate or maybe plastic plate. I think a glass type of plate might be a little tricky in case you drop it because you'll be using it each day. You can pause the video and ask Mom or Dad if you need to, something like a circle to be a spinning wheel. So I don't know if we need these or not, but you can get them if you want. The hunter turns into a frog, and the bride, his wife, turns into a toad. This is all I could find in my house. You could even get a green silk and tie it in a knot or something. But I just have this little wooden toad, froggy toad thing. And because we need two, I don't even know if we'll use them, but just in case, I also thought 2 little green bushes could they could play the frog and the toad too, these little wooden things. So maybe, who knows what you have at home? It could be anything that play a frog and a toad. It doesn't have to be exactly a frog or a toad. So they're there. The little bushes and the frog. Then they turn into shepherd and shepherdess. So really, this one's hard to show on this little screen here, but I got a walking stick. So we have this, I'll just show you. It's pretty long, because you can walk with it. If you have a long, big stick, you could just have that on hand to hold on to when they become the lonely shepherd and the shepherdess who are far away from each other. So you can pause the video and go find some kind of staff walking stick to use and put it in your little pile here. I put it off to the side because it's a little big. All right, so it's just behind me. Oh my goodness, we're at the end. Last but not least. The little sheep have bells, right, that they have on their collar. So I just found a couple bells. Some of you might have nicer ones around. Maybe even the bell you got when you at the rose ceremony, the first day of first grade, and we put them on your neck. That'd be perfect for the sheep bell. I didn't have any at home. I left mine at school, but I have these here from other things. So you could get some kind of bell to use for the sheep. You could press pause and play again once you find it. So then you'll need to find, here I'm going to show you, a laundry basket or something to put all of it inside and have it wherever you're going to be doing your play each day. So we'll do it tomorrow. That's going to be our main lesson tomorrow. I'll have 2 videos tomorrow. One is going to be sight words and things, the introduction, the date and all that. And then we'll start another video because you'll watch the next video as much as you want. Hopefully every day where you're doing the play with all these props. Sometime after main lesson or before. And the goal is to memorize the whole play. Because we were starting to memorize it before we left, remember? I heard some of you starting to say those lines early. You know who you are. And then the rest of you are so close. And then once you memorize the whole thing, you'll have to tell your mom or dad to let me know. Say, send a message to Mrs. Eckel. Let her know I know the whole play. And I'm going to be so excited. I'll write you a little message back. All right. So there, that's everything. It's so much, but we'll have fun when we're doing the play. And then just don't forget to do your reading today, whatever that might be. And we can end our main lesson together by saying the blessing and verse in that other video, or the end of school day verse together. Otherwise, I'll see you all tomorrow. And let's do this play finally. Say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye, Willow and Ollie and their mom, and Bunny and Squirrel. And then we have our other friends here, Maziar, which I believe is a Persian name. We have the frog and toad, and Lockley Quest. Lock is lake in another type of English. So Lockley, because she has that kind of hair. We have deer and Sweet Pea. So goodbye, and we'll see you tomorrow.